Now it's time for an educational film, an anti-smoking film called Smoking, It's Your Choice. Hope you like it.
Use this leader to focus the picture and adjust the sound volume. The film will then be ready for correct projection. Many people have decided to smoke. Why?
It calms me down. It just seems easier to study if I have a cigarette.
I guess I started because all my friends smoked, and I like the taste. I don't like it so much anymore, but why quit now?
Look, my mom smokes, my dad smokes, and I'm not a kid anymore.
There are also many people who have decided not to smoke.
I can always tell smokers by their breath. Sometimes even their clothes smell. I smoked for a while once, but I couldn't play as long because I ran out of breath too soon. So I quit. The smog is bad enough. Why should I make any more of it?
To smoke or not to smoke is a decision each of us has to make. If you've never tried cigarettes, you'll have to decide whether to start. If you've tried smoking, you'll have to decide whether to continue. In either case, it's a big decision, and to make it, you need to know the facts about cigarettes. Let's talk about smoking, so that when you're offered a cigarette, you'll be ready to make your choice. You probably already know some very important facts about cigarettes. Think about it. You know that cigarette smoke smells bad and stings your eyes. A smoker's breath smells like old cigarette smoke. The odor even gets on their fingers and in their clothes. You know cigarettes are expensive. That's a fact to think about. And you've seen advertisements for cigarettes. These ads are meant to make smoking look healthy and fun. And if you've ever seen someone take his or her first puff on a cigarette, you also know another very important fact. Your body doesn't want you to smoke. That's why a smoker coughs, to get rid of the dirty air. Cigarette smoke is full of little particles called tar that stick to the inside of a smoker's lungs. Since we can't look at the lungs of a living person, we'll use a model that smokes cigarettes just like a person. These jars filled with filter material are the model's lungs. Like real lungs, they'll collect the tar from cigarette smoke that is breathed into them. smoking only about 5 packs of cigarettes, this much tar is inhaled into a smoker's lungs. You can't see dirty lungs from the outside. These smokers seem healthy, but their lungs are not healthy. They look like this. If they had never started smoking, their lungs would still look like this. Just 5 packs of cigarettes can make that much difference. When smokers cough, that's what their lungs are trying to tell them. Starting with the very first puff, cigarettes hurt other parts of the body too. This is the normal heart rate of a person before smoking a cigarette. After lighting up a cigarette, look, the heart beats faster. It has to work harder to do its job. Let's look at that again. Have you ever tried to thread a needle? Or draw a long straight line without a ruler? Pretty difficult, isn't it? Well, it's even harder for people who smoke. This device measures the steadiness of a person's hand. The girl is trying to hold the probe still without touching the sides of the hole. Each time she touches the side, her score goes up by 1. In 30 seconds, her score is 15. Now she smokes 1 cigarette and takes the test again. Chemicals from the cigarette smoke have gotten into her bloodstream through her lungs. These chemicals affect her nervous system and make her hand shake. After only 1 cigarette, her score goes up to 34. Her hand is not as steady as it was. These tests prove that cigarettes damage a smoker's health, starting with the very first puff. After just 1 cigarette, a smoker can't breathe as well, has a faster heartbeat, and a shakier hand than before. These are facts to think about when you make your decision. But what about a person who keeps on smoking for months or years? Human lungs are very delicate. The breathing tubes are lined with small hairs called cilia. These hairs are covered by a sticky material called mucus. In a healthy person, any cigarette tar breathed into the lungs is carried up and out by the cilia and mucus. It's an automatic lung cleaning system that keeps you healthy. But cigarette smoke causes this important lung cleaning system to break down. So mucus and the tar from cigarette smoke stay in the lungs and plug up the tubes leading to small air sacs called alveoli. Over a period of time, this buildup can damage the air sacs or even make them burst. As As more alveoli are damaged, it becomes harder and harder for the person to breathe. Sometimes this causes a disease called emphysema. This man has emphysema. The disease has weakened his lungs so badly that he must carry his own supply of oxygen with him all the time. It is so hard for him to get air in and out of his lungs that he can't even blow out a match.
I have emphysema. The doctors tell me I got it from smoking cigarettes. You can't imagine how important it is to be able to breathe until you have trouble just going upstairs. I couldn't possibly ride a bicycle.
Cigarette smoking can also cause another serious disease, cancer. The most common form of cancer caused by cigarettes is lung cancer. At one time, most lung cancer victims were men, but today, with the increasing number of women who smoke, doctors are finding lung cancer in women as often as in men. By the time doctors discover lung cancer, there is seldom anything they can do. People who get lung cancer usually die from it. Cancer can also attack the larynx. This is the organ in your throat that makes it possible for you to speak. If cancer strikes here, very often the larynx must be removed. When a person has no larynx, he can't breathe through his nose and mouth. Doctors must make a breathing hole in his throat.
The doctor told me my cancer was caused by smoking. I speak by trapping air and forcing it out of my throat because my breathing hole leads right into my lungs. I have to be very careful in taking a shower, and I cannot go swimming. Water would get into my lungs and I would drown. That's what cigarettes did to me.
It can take years for people with cancer to realize they have it. Even smokers who look and feel healthy can have cancer growing inside them. Smoking causes another disease that grows slowly over many years, heart disease. Cigarettes can cause it, and every year, more Americans die of heart disease than of any other illness. Emphysema, cancer, and heart disease can strike anyone who smokes. Not every smoker will get sick from cigarettes, but everyone who lights up takes that risk. When women decide about smoking, they have to consider another special risk, all their own. If a pregnant woman smokes, she may be harming her unborn child. The dangerous chemicals in cigarette smoke pass into the body of an unborn baby. The babies of smoking mothers often weigh less and are not as healthy as those of women who don't smoke. A smoking mother hurts her child's chances for a healthy life. So when a mother makes a choice about cigarettes, she's not just deciding for herself. She's deciding for her unborn baby, too. Now that you have the facts, you're ready to think about your choice. If you decide to smoke, well, you'll have some company. But what if you decide not to smoke? That can be a difficult decision, especially if some of your friends smoke. One good way to keep your decision is to remind yourself of the facts you know about smoking. For example, how would you handle this?
Come on, don't act like a little kid. A few cigarettes aren't gonna hurt you.
What if you are tempted? What could you think about? And think about some of the things you enjoy doing. Would they be as much fun or as easy if you smoked? And whenever you see an ad showing smokers that look happy and healthy, think about the smokers that aren't in those pictures. You can think about all the money you'd spend on cigarettes. What else could you buy with that money? You'll probably hear this, too.
Look, my grandpa's been smoking for years, and it hasn't hurt him.
Maybe that's true. Some smokers never get emphysema, cancer, or heart disease. But no smoker is as healthy as he could be. Not everyone who smokes will die or be sick, but some people will. And now that you know some of the facts, will you smoke?
What'd you think?